be on that bill. Very cool. Well, I got just some country strumming for you. I'll kick her off with a song called C'est la vie, Such is Life. It's a biker song with a French chorus. Another #1 hit. Well, it smelled like marijuana, two-finger cologne, and he smoked his illegal cigarettes through an ancient saxophone. He used to ride the holy wind, and he called it catching air. There ain't a bone he hadn't broken, there ain't a jump he didn't dare. And he was a stove-up gifted dreamer, holding on the best he could, and riding out on 6 main strings and trips to Hollywood. Now that's a 46 Indian, leaking oil in his garage. And if he lifts the door far enough, you can see his great mirage. He said, "C'est la vie, say it to me, say la vie, won't you sing it to me, oh." And I never know where he's going, so hang tight and raise a shot. And if you're keeping up with the devil, I'm smoking out old Mount Hot. And he sang one for Jimmy Martin, and he painted David Mann on a fathead Gibson schooner. Yeah, he riding once again. Said, "C'est la vie, say it to me, say la vie, won't you sing it to me, oh." And the last time I rode with him, he gave me that old Indian, and we rolled on out across his great divide. And his holy wind I gave him back. Now he's riding on the Zodiac. And such, my friends, is life. Say it to me, say it, won't you sing it to me, say it to me, sing it to me, say it to me, won't you sing it to me, oh. I'm gonna turn down my cowboy hat here a little bit so I can get a good look at you guys. I got these lights right in my eyes. My name's Chuck Hawthorne. I'm from Amarillo. I was born and raised in a little place called Amarillo, Texas. When I see people nod now that I've been here for a while, I think they're referencing back to a song that everyone knows about Amarillo. Is that right? I see laughter, so it must be. And it seems to be a song that everybody knows, but nobody likes. Don't worry, I ain't gonna sing. I got my own terrible songs about Amarillo. I'll lay it on you later. I live in Austin, Texas now, and I guess why don't we just go ahead and go right into the title track of this record. A little bit about me. I was 21 years in the Marines. I've been playing music since I was 5 or 6 years old, and writing poetry and writing songs, and I had always just done it on the side. I'm a cowboy in the Texas Panhandle, and all the ranches around Amarillo up there, and I figured the Marines was a safer occupation than cowboy at some point. And I knew they had steadier wages for sure. And so I left home at 18 and went off on a bunch of series of wild adventures. And at some point I got accepted to a program that allowed you to go to university. And I went to the University of Texas there in Austin and discovered the music scene. It went downhill from there. So I always swore I was going to get back to Austin, but after my time in the Corps, I was sitting at my kitchen table, and I had all these songs on the kitchen table, and I was trying to figure out how to do something in the music business without sitting here in front of you folks and performing. I wanted, other people to do that, and just like walk out to the mailbox and, collect my checks. And it turns out it don't work that way. But people were asking me at the time, what are you doing for a job search, and how's it looking on the job front? And, I said, the next guy that asked me that question, I'm going to tell him I'm a songwriter, and that's my job. And it wasn't but a couple of weeks after that, I had a chance encounter in an airport in Chicago with a guy named Ray Bonneville. I was completely hungover. After visiting friends in St. Louis, we were catching a connecting flight in Chicago. And I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to get home to Austin and get in my bed. But he wouldn't leave me alone. And as soon as the flight left in front of us and the gate opened up, I walked as far away as I could from him, and he walked all the way over there and sat down next to me. And I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to talk to this cat. Had no idea who it was. And he struck up a conversation, and we had a great conversation, and we talked about a lot of stuff. And about halfway through the conversation, I realized who I was talking to. I had read a full-page article on that guy in a music magazine called No Depression years earlier, and I finally dawned on me who I was talking to, and he was brilliant, but he gave me that line at the end of the conversation, well, send me some of your songs, And I were talking earlier in the night, and as we both know in the music business, send me some of your songs actually means 99% of the time, don't bother, because I'm not going to listen to them anyways. It's just polite conversation, but you do anyways, and I did, and 30 minutes later he emailed me back and said, let's meet for coffee and discuss your record. So this is for Ray Bonneville, wherever he might be out there tonight. I know he's probably at a gig somewhere. We're getting ready for one back in the States. This is called Silver Line. Think I'll catch me silver lining out westin' where that old coal train never died, with the ghosts of the silver miners Two lovers on the rails passing by. I've been the ghost, I've been the lover, riding on that edge. I've always known that I want tongue of silver. Cut a man clean down to the bone. Think I'll find the ring of silver. Think I'll cross the great divide. Think I'll breathe smoke and cinder. I'll give this thing another try. Think I'll find another silver line. Now winding through San Juan Mountains, that old Denver train, she's the last of her kind, and the lonesome mother steel rail found echoes down every dark and empty mine. Think I'll find the ring of silver. Think I'll cross the great divide. Think I'll breathe smoke and cinders. Think I'll give this thing another try. Think I'll find another silver line. Thank you. Y'all are sweet. Everybody's been really good on this run. I've been on the tour since the 14th, like a day after Amethyst landed. I landed in London, and we've both been bumming around England and Scotland, and it's been a whirlwind run. I'll tell you, but I haven't run into a bad crowd yet. And man, y'all are so sweet. It's so different in Texas. I'm used to playing these honky tonks where there's two fights going on back over there in that corner. Somebody's smashing a beer bottle, and everybody's talking and raising Cain and stuff. And of course, you're protected by chicken wire, So let's do a song about Amarillo. It's called Leaving Amarillo. Painted her window deep out of the road. I showed some silver and her eyes showed some gray, and the grass is shade green First time I seen her, she was breaking their hearts in her light dancehall shoes. She's a wild desert rainbow, she lost in her shadow, and she dated every cowboy that fell to the ground. She won't tell the reason for a lifetime of grieving. Says if you're leaving Amarillo, you'll surely be found. Summer 18, she packed up her wings, and some say she went searching, some say she went wrong. When leaves turned to falling, she came home from her calling. Now you can dance with a painter, but you can't dance for long. She's a wild desert rainbow, she lost in her shadow. She dated every cowboy that fell to the ground, and she won't tell the reason for a lifetime of grieving. Says if you're leaving Amarillo, you'll surely be found. Years of yellow papers, her canvas takers. She's a bridesmaid forsaking her soft amber tone. But don't you pity that lady, she's still Red River crazy, and she can two-step for Charleston on sawdust or stone. She's a wild desert rainbow, she lost in her shadow. She painted every cowboy that fell to the ground, and she won't tell the reason for a lifetime grieving. Says if you're leaving Amarillo, you'll surely be found. She painted her window deep by the road, gave a wink to her portrait and turned out the light. Thank you all. Anybody familiar with a guy named Michael Martin Murphy? Nobody? He's a pretty big cat. I'd been a fan of his since I was a young lad, and to even come across his radar screen was a big deal for me. And calling him back on the phone was a pretty stressful experience all the way around. I broke out like all 25 records that he had. I could have told you who played bass in 1973 on any, whatever record. Just, excuse me, pacing back and forth, waiting to call him back, but I did, and he said, was that a song about the painter Georgia O'Keeffe? Reluctantly had to tell him that, no, it's about my ex-girlfriend up in Amarillo. Cheers. Well, let's fire this thing up a little bit. My father was a gasoline pump mechanic, and he used to come home soaked in gasoline, go back to the back bedroom, open up and read a verse out of the Bible, and then come into the living room and sit down and start drinking vodka. The hypocrisy was not lost on me, even at a young age. He was a hard-working man, and I love him for it. When he died, I inherited all of his tools, and he had these hammer forged steel punches, and every single one of them was rounded off on the end from him hitting it with a ball-peen hammer. And I don't know how many thousands of times you have to do that to make a piece of solid steel, you know, deform that way, but I figured he worked pretty hard all his life. So between the vodka and the Bible and the hammer and the punches, you know, wrote this song called The Gospel Hammer. Well, devil damn now, dagger away your fist like a ragged hammer, punching steel pins through the face of time. Like some old soldier with some holy roller, crucifixion nails and sacrificial wine. Hip work and 90s, rocking, spinning wheels, gravel's popping like a sidewinder, flying down Satan's grave. And your hammer strikes like a rifle shot, and 16 billion bullets pop straight along that righteous zigzag. Swing it straight and swing it true. Keep your eyes on your do and swing that hammer hard till the day you die. Honey, might just make $1 this weather around your collar. They lay you down with a hammered on necktie. You hammer out your tail bread and pour it down your hammerhead son's face. It's a wonder you don't drown. Just before you go to hell, that gospel hammer rings your bell, boy. Who's gonna nail the lid to your coffin down? Swing it straight and swing it true. Keep your eyes on your do and swing that hammer hard till the day you die. I'm just a make $1 this weather around your collar before they nail you down with a hammer on necktie. My daddy swung a hammer that would make John Henry stammer. Like that poor son never learned how to swing. Oh, he did miners out of majors with a ball-peen river and oh, Lord, how he could make that hammer sing. Sing it straight and sing it true. Keep your eyes on your do and sing that hammer till the day you die. I'm just a make $1 this weather around your collar, oh, they nail you down with a hammer on necktie. Swing it straight, swing it true. Keep your eyes on your do. Swing that hammer hard until the day you die. Oh, you might just a make $1 this weather around your collar, oh, they nail you down with a hammer on necktie. Yeah, oh, they nail you down with a hammer on necktie. Oh, thank you much. Well, another thing we were talking about earlier is how we've been getting around the country. I've been traveling around. Rob, a guy named Rob Allen is my tour manager over here with Medicine Show Music, and he had this idea of going on tour, and he's got this RV we've nicknamed the Moose. It was built in about 1781, as best as I can figure, and very prone to breakdowns, and it's been quite an adventure. We were in southern England in a town called Brighton, and the hills there are like that, and we tried to get up one in the Moose to get to the gig. And the Moose hates a hill. Rob's got it in first gear with the accelerator pressed all the way to the floor. And it sounds like a moose in distress. And slowly making it up the hill. And then somebody doesn't give way to us, it's coming down, and we have to stop and let them pass, and we've lost the half of a mile an hour velocity that we had in the first place. And luckily we were flanked on each side of the moose by a pub. And the gentleman got out of the pub, all got behind the moose and pushed the moose up until we could turn onto a piece of flat ground and recompose ourselves. And then they all came to the gig. And I had the giggles all night, man. I was cheering them on stage, man. That was pretty cool. But the moose, as a result of all of that, put a lot of wear on the clutch. So the moose is getting the clutch fixed, and Rob's looking for a new vehicle to be carrying me around in and taking me to all these shows that he's booked, and he found this classic Jaguar, the last model of Jaguar they made before it was sold off to whoever it made somewhere else or whatever. I don't know anything about Jaguars, but I know they're nice cars, of course. So here we are, suffering through this tour, cruising around in a Jaguar. And Rob says, and I'll keep this as clean as I can because I know there's young ones in the audience, but I'll clean up Rob's language for him. But he said, they're going to think you're a bloody country star and I'm your pimp. Driving around in this Jaguar. And we nicknamed the Jaguar the Juice. Mostly because I'm writing a song about the moose and I wanted something to rhyme with it, Well, let's see. We got a big problem in America with our veterans, and I've spoken with a lot of you guys along the trail, and it sounds like y'all do too. And excuse me, they're committing suicide at the rapid rate. We're losing 22 of them a day, and it's a terrible problem. I got to thinking about all the generations, this generation and the ones that have preceded, particularly the ones around the war generations and the greatest generation. And I got back to World War I, and that generation was called the lost generation. At least it was in America, and they had a lot of the similar problems with unemployment and high rates of suicide for whatever reason. So I wrote this song called New Lost Generation. Here lies lonesome Jim, he's paid for all our sins. He believed everything that he'd done. He believed in football scores, far-off Asian wars. He believed his head up to a gun. What in the world are you supposed to do when your daddy walked on the moon? We prescribed him little pills, and we prescribed him bigger pills. We got him higher than any rocket ever flew. We got him lost between the moon and Mars. Ain't no one there but movie stars. Bootstraps back on Earth can't get to. What world are you supposed to do when your daddy walked on the moon? Thank you for your service, man, but your daddy built this castle out of moon sand. His war was the only right one to fight. So we'll go to the mall, disappear, and we'll land on Mars in 100 years, and we'll forget you, make everything just right. What in the world are you supposed to do? Your daddy walked on the moon. What in the world are you supposed to do? Your daddy walked on the moon. Oh, thank you. Don't stick around. I got all kinds of cheerful numbers. Some of these are so bad I hate to lay them on you guys. Man, I really do. But y'all keep coming back. Let me first say too, and it's mostly because I got a bad memory and I don't want to forget to say it at the end of the night, that Amethyst and I are very aware that if you weren't sitting where you're sitting, we wouldn't be sitting where we are, and we're very grateful for each and every one of you for coming out and supporting live music, not just here, but all over, and all of you and all of yours, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Anybody know a character named Ramblin' Jack Elliott? Oh, okay, somebody does. Okay. Jack just turned 85 the other day, and I'd kind of like to do something for Jack, even if it's just in spirit. He'll never know about it. A couple of years ago, I was, I was in Elko, Nevada for the Cowboy Poetry Gathering. And I got a chance, I found myself just remarkably sitting on a couch with Michael Martin Murphy on my left with a guitar and Ramblin' Jack Elliott on my right with a guitar, and me sitting there trying not to smell bad. Oh, what a magic experience. And so I'm out on the porch getting a cigarette or fresh air or something, and out comes Jack Elliott, and he's 83 at that time, and he's got a glass of whiskey in his hand. We're not filming this, are we, Martin?
We are just now.
Oh, we are right now?
It's not bad.
That shortens the story considerably. Anyways, this is for Ramblin' Jack Elliott. Oh, the cuckoo, she has a pretty bird, and she wore balls as she wobbles as she flies. But the cuckoo, she never wore balls until the 5th day of the 5th day of July. Jack a dime home, Jack a dime home, putting up you right in my pockets, right in my pockets, of silver and gold, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Off the working. I'm too lazy, and for begging, that's too slow. Train robbing, that's too dangerous. So to gambling, did I go? Oh, to gambling out in England, and I gambled in Spain, and it never brought me nothing but feel good and pain. I'm going up on 10 Killer Mountain. I'm gonna build me a steel. I'll sell you 5 gallons for a $2 bill. And it's bacon when I'm hungry, and it's so scared and translated. Oh, my love, yeah. Albuquerque, she has a pretty garden. She follows as she flies, but to keep she never wore bones till the 5th day of July. To the 5th day of July. All right. Happy birthday, Jack Elliott, wherever you are. We still filming?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ramblin' Jack Elliott. I know it was yesterday, but 85 years old and still out there playing and getting it on. Thank you so much. You never know. Met Keith earlier before the show. Keith, there he is right there. Sorry, it's difficult to see up here. Big Guy Clark fan. Let's do one for Guy Clark. He recently passed away. I was on tour out on the West Coast when he died. And we all kind of, in the music world, we kind of knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. And I went out on that tour, and I kind of figured that it was going to happen while I was out there. And it turns out I was in Seattle, Washington at the time, learning of Guy Clark's passing. And it was a text that I received from my girlfriend, Libby Coke, who's actually joining me on this tour later on up at Velodrome. But the text read, "Baby, Guy's gone." Back up all the dishes. Ain't no to all good wishes. Say goodbye to the landlord for me. can just get all of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. I'm down the road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't here's the yellow skinny business, the only one I think I will miss. I can hear that old bass ringing, sweet and low, like a gift you're bringing on. Play it for me one more time now. Got to give it all you can now, and I believe everything you say. Just keep on playing. If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down the road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't Put the pink card in the mailbox and leave the key in that old front door lock. They'll find it likely as none. Sure, there's something we have forgot. Oh, Suzanne, don't you cry, baby. Love's getting that surely handmade. We got something to believe in. Don't you think it's time we're leaving? If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down the road in a cloud of snow to some land I ain't if I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught. Down the road in a cloud of snow to some land I ain't bought. There you go, Keith. Oh, thank you. Thank you much. What are we doing on time? I don't want to overstay my welcome here.
That's fine.
Keep going.
Pardon?
That's
on.
cool. Yeah.
We got 3 hours. Y'all really get tired of me then. A good friend, let's see if I can remember this. I haven't been doing this over here, so it's been a while, but let's see where's that. I had a friend growing up, God, all my stories are always sad ones. Friend growing up, best friend, named Felipe Ramon Montoya. He's a great guy. His nickname was Chapa. Don't ask me why. But I was in a little piece of paradise in South Austin that used to be an old ranch. And slowly but surely, the Washington family had sold off sections of the ranch, and it got down to about 2 acres, and they dug in and refused to sell anymore. So right in the dead center of South Austin is the old cowboy bunkhouse of the ranch owner's home on a piece of about 2 acres of property. We used to go on the front porch of the cowboy bunkhouse and sing songs all night long. And that's where I was when I received the news that my good friend had been killed in a car accident. Were there beer cans on the floorboard? Were you listening to my song? When you shattered on that stone, left me standing all alone. I was playing your guitar the day I got the call. I could not make it home. Left you standing all alone. I don't know where I might travel in your burden shoes, on your unbroken blues. Got me thinking about feel like a road sign shot full of holes. People look right through you when you're standing all alone. Prisoner of the highway, darkening your doorway. I'm standing here alone. Thank you. The only cure I know to that is somebody else was mentioning Tom Russell in the audience. Was it you that began, Keith? Was it? Yeah, I believe it was. Keith, you're getting a hell of a show tonight. I don't know about the rest of everybody. Let's do this Tom Russell song that he wrote with a guy named Ian Tyson called Navajo Rug. Well, it's 3 eggs up on whiskey toast and home fries on the side. Wash it down with the truck stop coffee that burns up to your insides. It was a Canyon, Colorado diner, a little waitress I did love. We sat in the back neath an old stuffed bear on a worn out Navajo rug. No Jack the boss that closed at 6 and it's Katie bar the door. She pulled down that Navajo rug and spread her head on the floor. Yeah, I saw lightning in the sacred mountain, saw the dance that the turtle does, lying next to Katie on that old Navajo rug. Katie, oh, shades of red and blue. Katie, little became of the Navajo rug. You, Katie, well, I saw Jack about a year ago and he said the place burned to the ground. And all he'd said was an old bare tooth, and Katie, she left town. No, but Katie, she got her souvenir too. Jack spat out a back old plug. He said you should have seen her running through the smoke, hauling that Navajo rug. Young Kitty, shades of red and blue. Young Kitty, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you, Kitty. Every time I cross the sacred mountains and lightning breaks above, it always takes me back in time to my long lost kitty love. Oh, but everything keeps on moving and everybody's on the go. You don't find things that last anymore like a double woven Navajo. Kitty, shades of red and blue. Shades are red and blue. Kitty, whatever became of the Navajo rug and you, Kitty, yeah. Yikes. Sorry about that. That's kind of like the one time I sang that song, I usually get a fairly good response to it, but I was at this one particular place in southwestern Colorado doing a house concert, and it's an outdoor kind of gig, and beautiful mountains in the backdrop. Sang the song, and it was kind of like, Jesus, I didn't realize that the backdrop of where I was singing those mountains, that was the sacred mountains. And apparently, every artist that comes through here sings that same song. They heard it 1,000 times. And apparently, much better versions than I play. One more Amarillo song, I won't lay any more on you. I'm reminded of how much the wind blows up there every time I come home to visit or go up there for a gig or something, you know, and the first thing you do is you open the car door, of course, when you get somewhere, and there's this wind coming down off the Rocky Mountains, and it's just a constant thing up there. She sails down from the Rockies through miles of barbed wire fence. Her ancient tides have righteous things to them. Amarillo watched her curtain fight, flashing morning light. That breeze freedom on my skin. She lay there soft asleep, her dreams in secret keep. Her golden hair tangled mandolin. We were music on that wind. Our love is like a whirlwind place we'll never know. It was life, it was death, and there was love in every breath. The sweetest was the last one that stuck. Our love was like a whirlwind, a devil in the dirt, a twister that thought would never end. Her scent's the sweetest rain, stirring in my brain. The laughter's lightning without end. And she sails down from the Rockies, 1,000 miles of barbed wire fence. Her ancient tides have righteous things to mend. Forever in my soul, her ashes scattered on that wind. And
Thank you all so much. I think I'm going to do one more song. Is that about right? Yeah. I sense the need. Everybody needs to get to that bar. Not me or I sure want to thank everybody again, and thank Martin Raitt back there. And the name of the promotion company one more time is Blue Lamp, is it not? Oh, this is the name. This is the place we're at. I'm so sorry, I got road brain. Thanks to everybody at the Blue Lamp and Martin Raitt for putting this whole thing on of
Almost Blue.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Thanks all for every single one of you. I really, really appreciate it. Once again, another round of applause for Amethyst Kia. And the fine section. It's an honor to be on the bill with you. I swear. Thank you so much. Very cool. Y'all probably need to hear that.
it's colder than hell and darker than a gun. You can throw your bullets in a well, but that don't get nothing done. You shot some things, you broke everybody's heart. Clipped your wings, you just don't know where to start. So you buy yourself an old used welding machine. Forgive yourself for every little dirty thing. You pick up the pieces of the broken things at your feet. Slap on your welding gloves, turn up the heat. It's hotter than hell and brighter than the sun. Pulling the trigger, your heart welding son of a gun. Well, they taught my able hands flaming torch. I can shoot them guns and though it's fire and score. But I sold all my guns, I bought myself a welding machine. It puts holes in my shirt and keeps my spirit clean. It's hotter than hell and brighter than the sun.
Coco's off to a good start in Milwaukee land. He's learning the wield like a number one wielding man. He's shining more than any naked eye can stand. He got a hammer forged heart and a cast iron steady hand. He's hotter than hell and brighter than the sun. Pulling the trigger, he's a heart-wielding son of a gun. It's hotter than hell and brighter than the sun. Pulling the trigger, he's a heart-wielding son of a gun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I sure appreciate it, man. Hawthorne. Y'all are awful sweet. And apparently very easy to please. I wish I could take y'all home to Texas with me. How about another Jack number? This was actually started by a friend of mine named Richard Dobson. And, he said he was at Suzanne, Guy's wife, Susanna. They were in at the kitchen table there in Nashville when they were writing this song. And the guy comes in to get him a beer or a sandwich or something, and he hears. This is another story I got to keep clean. He hears what they're working on, and he said, "Oh, the hell with that! I want in on it." And he sat down and helped him finish the song. So this is written by Richard Dobson, and Susanna Clark, and Guy Clark. Last credits. Yeah. It's a beautiful song. I had the privilege to know Richard Dobson, and before I got into this business, I didn't. But I always had a framed set of lyrics to this song on every wall of every place that I was able to hang it up, surrounded by, every barracks room and apartment or wherever I was at. I was surrounded by pictures of my friends and family. The song is called Old Friends. It's like when you're making conversation. You try not to scream. You try not to tell them you don't care about me. You're really feeling fragile. You really can't get home. You really feel abandoned, but you want to be alone. Old friends, they shine like diamonds. Old friends, you can always call your sins. Old friends, Lord, you came by. It's old friends. After all. And when the house is empty and the light begins to fade, And there ain't nothing to protect you except the wind of shade. It's hard to put your finger on the thing that scares you most. You can't tell the difference between an angel and a ghost. Old friends, they shine like diamonds. Old friend, you can always call me again. Old friends, the Lord you came by. You know it's old friends after all it's you. Old friends, they shine like diamonds. Old friends, you can always call it's you. Old friends, Lord you came by. You know it's old friends. After all. Thank you so much.